Guys, my name is Faith. I'm writing an adult literary fiction novel named I've the finished draft over here. What is it? If I had the money. Oops. And today's video is going to be my year 2025 wrapped, or 2025 just like wrap up video. So basically we're going to be talking about writing, reading, and YouTube. So right now we're on the writing section. This is going to be the biggest portion because this is the writing channel. And so yeah, so first I'm going to share what my goals were for this year. Then I'm going to share just what happened in this year, and then maybe and I guess that's all. We have a goals video coming out after this one. So yeah, so basically my goals for 2025, I already watched the video. I have 3 goals, one and 2 of them just aren't applicable anymore, so whatever. So the first goal was to write a first draft of any book. And I was saying like a first draft, which I'm assuming I meant like and I said no, that doesn't mean like a 0 draft, which okay, I've done that. If I counted my other draft as a 0 draft, I've written like 3 drafts this year, so we got that done. Yeah, and then another goal of mine was to make a list of 100 literary agents. That's laughable now. Like I was watching the video and I was laughing. I was like, oh wow, I truly thought I would be that far into my like writing that back then, because like what I was assuming, like I didn't think I was gonna query in 2025. Like that wasn't like my goal, but my goal was to query in 2026. Like that was just like what I was thinking in my brain. Like I was like, early 2026 we'll have something to query, like, you know what I mean, like we'll get it done. That's not happening at all. So that's just like something that just like I tried to have like 100 literary agents, but like it kind of just went down the hill. And I also think that if I'm gonna start looking for literary agents, I need to know exactly what book I'm writing. I need to have like the book to be like basically in tip-top shape. Like we are close to querying. Like I'm not doing that like, oh, I'm writing like a first draft, but like, you know, I'm excited, so like let's just make a little list, because that's not gonna work. And then my last writing goal was to what was it? What was my last article? It was to am I really forgetting it? 100 literary agents. Oh, find 5 comps to my book. I switched books close to the end of the year. I haven't found 5 comps to it. There's literally, again, like no point in looking at things that come with querying when I'm not close to being done with my book. Like there's no point in doing that. And yeah, sure, I was looking for querying, like no comps, just like, because like it's good to read books that are like your book to inspire you, but at the same time, like having 5 specific comps, like yeah, no, that just like simply was not something that was gonna work. And it didn't. So yeah, and I was finding comps for the last book, and like I'm still kind of finding some comps. Like I have Oh Sinners and you guys can't see that, Transcendent Kingdom as some comps for my book, but that's just like whatever. It's just not something that is like official, or like there's not enough comps, and it's just like that's just like not my goal. So basically this is what happened in 2025. So actually, oops, said on myself, but 2025 was a weird year. Like I think I explained like, oh, I wrote 2 drafts 2025 or something. I realized I wrote 3 drafts 2025. Like the first draft I wrote was like well, I guess let's just go throughout the year and just like start talking. Okay, so basically the first draft happened, I don't remember when. I think it was around the ending of my high school. So I think it was like May, June, maybe April, I don't remember. It was the end of high school. I had finished the first draft of Therapy Confessions, and Therapy Confessions was like this novel I had started. Like I had quit the novel If We Fall Apart. Wait, no. We Fall Apart. It sounded like They Fall Apart or something like that. Like the name was way too close to We Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. Oops. But anyways, it was like way too close to like his novel. So that just like wasn't gonna work. But like I had quit that like basically in the beginning of the year to the end of 2024 to the beginning of 2025, somewhere around there. I was kind of just like grappling with it, and then I quit it somewhere around that time frame. So basically beginning of February 2025 to like, it was like beginning of January, like this wasn't even like, you know what I mean. So from January to like, let's say April, May, we were writing the first draft of Therapy Confessions. This draft was a zero draft. I hadn't finished a draft all 2024. Like that was like a sad year. Like I was sitting down, I was like, oh my gosh, like I haven't finished anything during 2024. Like I was finding a new genre to read and like to write, and like I was just figuring things out, and I didn't finish anything. But this year, like obviously I did. But like, so like basically I'm going from this losing streak to winning. So like I finished the draft. It was like maybe 9,000 words, not even 10,000 words, I don't think. And so like that was just like a draft that we just, I don't know, we don't talk about. I mean, I'm looking at this draft just to see something. But anyways, to make sure we're still recording, because sometimes my camera just stops recording, because this is the back of the camera, and that's something new I tried. So basically that happened, and then plus this is December 30th, so things could happen. But like unlike last year where I actually had to do like my wrap up like close to like once while it was midnight of while it was New Year's Eve, I don't have to do that anymore because I finished one draft of my book, and there's literally nothing going on right now. So like there's no like, this is what happened. Like I like to very much be like outside of the year that I'm talking about, but like right now nothing else is gonna happen. I've finished a book, I've just like finished reading, finished writing, just like finished everything by now. So like it's time to talk about it. But anyways, I finished that draft. It was the first time. I was really excited, even though it was 9,000 words. I was like, oh my gosh, and Therapy Confessions is my book. I forgot to share things because what am I doing? Okay, so Therapy Confessions was this book about this character that goes to therapy, and when she goes to therapy, she kind of just like, she's lonely. Okay, she's lonely, so her parents make her go to therapy kind of, and then like, and this is an adult literary fiction book, so she's an adult, she's grappling with just like all the life that she's I don't know, just like not lived and just like not done because of her anxiety, and just like, so she has social anxiety, and she also has this well, she maladaptive daydreams, and it's like, it's the whole thing. And basically she's grappling with the fact that she has spent her whole life just like not communicating with people and just like disconnecting to people and just like whatever. And so she goes to therapy. She just like is on this journey to just like, I don't know, like that's when the confusion started to happen. Like what happens once she goes to therapy? Like, is she this about a therapeutic relationship? Is this about like just her living her life and just like figuring things out? And then the ending was a problem. There's that. So basically that's what the book was. Yeah, so then fast forward, we throughout summer I started writing the second draft of the book, and so this was from like maybe May to beginning of college, before I went to college, which was August 21st or something. I got real loud. But I had just like written this novel. I had to finish it before college. That was like my deadline. I really had deadlines as like a very like significant, like based on what was happening during my school cycle. I'm just realizing that. But anyways, I wrote like the second or fourth draft, because the draft I wrote before was a zero draft, and I can firmly say that like once it becomes like a less than 10,000 word draft, it's a zero draft. And so like this is my first draft. I wrote it. It came out as 15,000 words. Again, it was barely a draft. I was also having problems with it. I don't remember the difference between the first draft and the second draft. No, the zero draft and the first draft. I think I mostly just, fleshed things out. I remember some of it. I remember like fleshing things out, basically just rewriting the exact same story. And like I think, and then after that what happened was I sat down, and I was like in college, I was experiencing things, I was like, you know what I mean, I was whatever, and I was living, and I was just like, huh, like, it was a welcome week, like, you know what I mean, we're having fun, we're doing stuff. And then I was kind of just like realizing that this book wasn't for like, it wasn't for me anymore. Like, the idea of just like this lonely person who just like learns to live life like other people do, or just like, what, that story wasn't appealing anymore, because like that was kind of just like my story for like a long time, just like maybe junior year, but like I was so separated from it, and I was so much like in this era of my life where I was like, let's forget about it. It's just like, it wasn't something that I wanted to write anymore. And it's just like, I realized that if I was gonna write a second draft of it, I'm now called things like first draft, second draft, but that's because I do an outline right now. But like, I was realizing that the third draft was going to be another like first draft again, and I did not want to deal with that. I did not want to deal with the fact that the draft and stuff. So I quit it. And like, now I actually do have an idea for that novel. I think that that novel is going to be more about just like history repeating itself, and I think that's what the novel is going to be about, rather than this just like character learning how to live life and stuff. Because that's just like not something that's appealing to me again. But yeah, that's what the novel was. And so beginning of college, I just like started wanting to tell new stories, and so that happened. So basically, I was on the hunt for a new story, and I had been brainstorming for my second book during, oh yeah, no, I remember exactly. Okay, yes. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, this is just like me remembering things. Okay, so basically, I kind of quit the novel somewhere. I don't remember if it was like September, when it was like September, October, like end of September, early October. I had quit the novel, and then I started doing more brainstorming for this novel I had been brainstorming for, which was if I had the money. And if I had the money was kind of just like yeah, I always thought that it was gonna be my second novel, and I had just like started brainstorming for it, because like, I don't know, I was like, okay, we already, oh yeah, it was like I had finished the first draft of Therapy Confessions, and so like I was just like brainstorming, because I was just like, I have time in between, let's just brainstorm for another novel. So basically, I already had the novel picked out. There was like no, what am I gonna write now? It was kind of just like that book was next, and it was next in line. So basically, it was October, and then I kind of realized that, oh, I can participate in NaNoWriMo. I have never been able to participate in NaNoWriMo, because like NaNoWriMo has always just like been during a busy time. I've been in the middle of writing something, I would have to just like speed run through it during October, and then by the time I speed ran through it, I wouldn't want to write a new draft of something else. Like, it never lined up, and it finally was lining up. And like, so I was like, okay. So I outlined the novel for if I had the money, and I outlined it because I didn't want to do that whole pantsing thing again, because like back when I was in high school, it was fine because I had a lot of time, but like during college, I didn't have time. And it's just like the idea of just like sitting down, like when you're pantsing, I feel like you need to be a fast pantser in order for things to work. If you're not, then it's just like like you just get discouraged, because first off, you realize like when you are writing, just like in general, first draft, like even if we're not talking about like what will happen the second draft or whatever, you still have like this thing in the back of your mind that's just like when, like, you know, when you are just like writing the novel, there is, when you are just like sitting down and you are writing the first draft, like you basically, you every single day you come to your laptop, you say, okay, I'm gonna write this chapter. You don't know what's gonna happen in this chapter, you just write it. And so like, to not have time, and to like, it becomes like this disconnect, because like you don't know what you've written, and then it's just like, you just like it's a mess. It's a complete mess if you write, and if you pants a novel in like a long period of time. Like, I don't, if other people do it, then they do it. But like, I simply have never been that type of person. It's like, at least with like pantsing, like I feel like even if it's gonna take you a long time, like there just needs to be some sort of something. Like, there is no like, oh, I took a week-long break, because like taking a week-long break means I'm gonna forget something, and then I'm gonna rewrite it, and then I'm gonna reread the whole book, and then realize that I have the same scene in two places. It becomes a whole mess. So So anyways, so I decided to outline the novel, and so like I outlined the novel, and then like NaNoWriMo came around, and I said my goal is to write a 50,000 word draft, because I thought that this novel would be 50,000 words. It was not. It was 29. We have the draft here, and I also printed out my therapy confessions draft, but it was 29,613 words. And that's just like what it was. And so yeah, it was that amount of words. And then but like I didn't finish the novel during NaNoWriMo. I think I wrote like 15,000 words during NaNoWriMo or something. And then I just said, okay, I need to finish this draft before I go home from college, because I wanted to make sure that I had printed it out at school, because I had free printing. So I just decided I need to print it out there, and then I can just like figure it out from there. So like I just said, okay, that's what I'm gonna do, and that's what I did. So it got done on December 13th, as you can see, and that's what happened. And yeah, finished the draft. And if I had the money, and I was kind of questioning if I should have written this novel, because this novel was always planned as like a second novel, because like this novel just like I have a whole video on it, so you can watch that, but like it wasn't like currently just like applicable to me. Like it wasn't just like this major life event that has happened in my life just being turned into a book, and it's just like every day that I'm experiencing the thing, I'm also writing the book, and in a way it wasn't like this healing journey and just like whatever. So like it wasn't that type of thing, and so like I was kind of just like discouraged, but I physically could not write another first draft. Like I had gone through 2 first drafts. I had just like I was tired, like so I decided to just stick to the book, and that's where we, and okay, that's not where we are now. So basically right now what I have decided, because by the time, oh, what is if I had the money about, because you're probably questioning that. Okay, did you all see that back page? Hopefully not. Hopefully you guys wait, let me see what's happening here. I don't know, it doesn't matter. But it was in the book, If I Had the Money is the book about our main character named East, as she tries to get her sister out of this church, because they are like hyper religious and stuff, and it's just like about how people we know can become these different things, and then it's just like about just like this experience. I don't know, that's my best way to explain it. Just like a book about our main character East trying to get her sister out of this church. That's just like what the book is. It's a very plot heavy book, I guess, because it's very easy to explain it in plot terms, and it's just, like the plot is very easy to explain. I know I don't explain it well, but like actually I do explain it well because that literally is the plot. But yeah, so I wrote this novel, and then after that, writing this novel, I decided that I have never gotten past the first draft stage ever in my life. Like I have always written first drafts, looked at it, tried to write the second draft, like trying to, like, you know what I mean, underline all the things that need to be changed in the second draft, and then I would attempt the second draft. It would either just be a first draft, or it just like it wouldn't be good enough. And so now I'm trying to like fully spend like time sitting down editing the novel, and like by editing the novel I'm well, not editing the novel, but like making this good plan as to what I'm gonna do once I write the second draft. And so by doing that, I'm doing just like spending like at least a month or 2 just like sitting down reading the book, what's called researching things that needs to happen, just like doing a full second outline, just like doing all that. And like I'm currently in that journey right now. I don't know if this vlog, actually this vlog has not been posted, but like right now I'm in the stage where I am I haven't reread this book. I just like holding it up because it's my thing. But I haven't reread the book, but I have started doing a little bit of some like pre-second draft work stuff. So basically that's what happened. This year was like the most productive year. Actually actually, I don't know, yeah, most productive year. I have finished a lot of drafts. I have just like, I've written a lot. How many words is that together? 29,000 plus, okay, like 30,000 plus 10,000 plus 15,000. We can do math. 20,000, 30, 40,000, 55,000 words, basically. And I've done a lot of editing. I've done a lot of whatever. So like 55,000 words was written this year. So that's actually really good. Actually, yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know. I feel like people write way more than that, but like that's what I wrote. And it's like a first draft, so like whatever. So basically, I'm doing the work to just like get to the second draft, because like I feel like I don't spend enough time doing the work. I've always just like reread it fast, because I was like, okay, if I can reread this fast, then I can write it fast. But it's just like I feel like most of the work comes in the rereading process and figuring out what's happening in second draft. So that's what we're doing currently, and that's it. That's just like been my writing year. Last year was very much a year of just like no results. This year was a year of results. Like we actually did our thing, and I'm proud of myself. And yeah, I guess there's nothing more to say. There isn't even, what would I describe this year as? Oh, there was this main thing that I wanted to do in this year. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be stressed out this year because I'm going into college. That's a big what's called life achievement. And like, you know what I mean, I'm doing all this, and I'm low-key stressed trying to do everything, and so I didn't meet that part of the goal, but of 2025. But like I feel like this year has just very much been like, last year was just a year full of just like being, you know what, I actually did like, I feel like 2024 was me figuring out just like my taste in reading, writing, whatever. This year I kind of started figuring out exactly what my taste is. I actually do have a taste in reading. I do have a taste in writing. I feel like this year I was also trying to see, okay, another thing about the therapy confession book that like it just didn't work out is, I think also just like as part of me just like figuring out what I liked in books and just like whatever, I realized that I don't like the sad girl trope. Like that's just like not something I like, and for some reason I was trying to put it into the therapy confessions book, and I was saying, oh, because like she's like doing these therapy therapy sessions, it'll be good, because I love flashbacks. Like one of my favorite things is flashbacks. In fact, that's a problem that's happening in this book that I keep mentioning so many times. I keep saying like book, like I just like, there's a lot of flashbacks, and like it needs to be ordered in the right way. Like that's a big problem in the book. There's a lot of other problems like that need to be fixed, but again, there's a video about that, so you guys can watch my finishing my novel video. Yeah. But anyways, what is it? But anyways, with therapy confessions, for some reason I was sitting down like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna write a novel that I don't like, but at the same time I didn't realize I didn't like it, and I think that was just like a part of 2024 being left over and just like coming into this year. I feel like if I had the money, it's just like a type of book I would read and a type of book I would like, and just like stuff like that. So there's that. But I feel like I say that for every single book, and then the next year there's like things happen and then everything blows up. But you know what, right now I like it, and right now I'm writing it till I think it's finished to query, and that's what I believe, and we're going on with that. Is there anything to just like say, oh yeah, this year was like, just like last year was a year of just like figuring out what just my taste was, and I feel like this year I found out my taste, and I kind of just like started leaning into that. So like it was just like a figuring out like it's like solidifying who I was type of thing, which I feel like I would say that about real life, except college just reopened literally everything. High school, like I swear I had exactly who I was, and then I went to college, and then everything just like fell apart fast. But like, you know what, and I guess that's just like a part of the reason why therapy confessions didn't work. But anyways, yeah, I don't know, there's no like main thing to say about the writing year but that. So now let's go on to the reading section. So basically reading, I had 2 goals for reading. My first goal was to read 50 books, and then my second goal was to what is it, read 50 books and read 6 books by authors I already like. And so basically, let's talk about each of these goals. Okay, so the first goal of read 50 books, I read 68. I read 68 books this year. But like at the end of the, like, as soon as like the clock hit like midnight, I started having a goal of like, oh, let's read 100 books. So I didn't meet that goal because like that was like my new goal. We didn't meet it, and that's my goal for next year, even though, which I guess that's a little bit of a spoiler for the next video, but like we're not gonna meet that goal, but like, you know, I mean, it's always my goal. So that was just like something I didn't meet. I did meet, but like take that with a grain of salt, I guess. And then for the, what is it, read 6 books by authors you love, I read 10 books by authors I love already. So what I was talking about was just like, if I like an author's book, read their backlist or read some books from the future from them and stuff like that. I feel like this goal was supposed to be an attempt of me finding out what my favorite books was, because my favorite books was I don't know. It was like an attempt to do that because it's 2024. I had no idea what my favorite type of books were. But then as 2025 went around, first off, I kind of figured out just like what I like, especially once I went to college, because like I'm having to read these more complex books and just like these classics and these whatever, and it's just like my type of book, which my type of book is like a Taylor Jenkins Reid's, a Frederick Bachman. I like a very plotty book, but it's also just like literary fiction, and just like that's just like my type, and just like contemporary fiction. Like I'm getting out of my historical, like I was reading a little bit of historical fiction because like historical fiction lines up with literary fiction, I don't know, contemporary fiction just like a lot. Like, well, literary fiction has both contemporary fiction and historical fiction, and I was just like, at first I was like, okay, let's try out the historical fiction aspect, but as the year has gone on, I have been like, I'm not a fan of that. It's like, I do like a Taylor Jenkins Reid's books, but like those, I don't even consider them historical fiction like completely, but like they're not like historical as in like long time ago historical. So there's that. And yeah, so like the historical fiction isn't just like historical fictioning whatever, so I kind of figured out just like what my type of books were. But the problem about reading books by authors I already love is like, first off, I'll do it anyways, just like because I do like authors, and it's like when I do like an author, I will read more books by them. But at the same time, authors do not publish the same books. I think there was maybe 2 books by authors I think it was only one. I think it was only one book that I read from an author I already love and I still liked, because like I feel like every time I read a book by an author I already love, actually no, I think it was like maybe 2, but that's because it was like in the Beartown series, which I don't even count that as just like a rereading something and then just like liking it, like because it's just like it's from the same series, it's not like a completely different book. But like, I feel like when I read a completely different book, I feel like authors do not write the same books. Like I feel like there are just like certain books from an author, like they can write another book and I can just completely hate it, because like an author is not me. Like my taste is my taste. Like when it comes to me writing, like of course I'm writing like every single type of book like I would like, but at the same time this isn't the same as every single type of book another author would like, or every single book an author writes isn't something I would like. And it's just like, so like it was kind of disappointing to just like read books by authors that I already loved. Like a lot of it was disappointing, and so like that's just like not a goal I'm having. And out of all the 68 books I read this year, I was a big fan of, you can watch my 5-star read books, but like I'm reading the Beartown series right now. You guys won't get that video for a long time. I'm really liking it. I liked Dances. I think I read Dances this year. Did I? I think I did. I think I read Dances, and I don't think the Dances series is, I'm confused. But anyways, Dances, there were a few more books I liked this year. I don't really have a thing because like I shared the books I liked. So yeah, that's just like it for the reading section. Now onto the last section, YouTube. My goal was, I only had one goal, and that was to post a video every week, and I did that. So there's that. On the stats front, I have 130 watch hours, 58 subscribers, which I had a couple of subscribers from 2024. So like, I don't know, you can do the math. Actually, don't do the math because I don't have the math. Like, I think it's somewhere. I don't think it's anywhere. I don't remember. I don't know. I don't even think I ever said how many subscribers I had going into 2025. I think I was just doing 6 months, just like how much subscribers. Yeah, so I don't know what that is. And so like basically that's just like basically all. Why did I say that like that? I don't know. For a while I was thinking of deleting this channel. I can't lie. Like, I was sitting down because like back in, like, I started this channel during senior year of high school. Like, I sat down, like, senior year of high school, I just said I want a YouTube channel. I've wanted a YouTube channel for a long time. Senior year of high school, I didn't care. Like, I simply didn't care. I was like, okay, I don't care what people think. I don't care, like, whatever. So I just like sat down and I said I want to make this YouTube channel. I made it before I finished my first semester, and then I just like during November, and then I just like completely had it, then just like whatever. So then college happened, and I guess like it's not about not having time. I just like, I feel like I started getting embarrassed, like this idea of just like having this channel for such a long time, and literally just like if anyone finds it, which it's just like, it's okay if someone does, then it's just like, oh well. But like, it's just like you're sitting down, you're trying, like you have this little channel, and then it's just like, it's like, yeah, sure, 58 people, like that's a lot of people, but at the same time it's just like, part of me was just like, what am I trying to say? Like, I don't know, it just feels embarrassing, and like, and I always knew, that's why I always said I'm not gonna start a YouTube channel when I get to college, because I feel like the embarrassment would set in. But then like, I feel like once you're just like, if you have a YouTube channel for a long time, and then you just like, it becomes harder to quit it, and like, so that's why I haven't. But at the same time, like, I don't know, it's just like becoming just more of an embarrassing thing. But like, I don't know, I decided that I'm not going to quit it, because like, who cares? Like, I don't know, this is gonna be something I'll regret in like years if I do something like that. So that's just like some 2025 updates. I feel like that's why I said like 2020, like before I went to college, I had like a full here's who I am, and then college started, and it's just like, oh, there's a lot of things I don't know. So there's that. So basically, I guess, yeah, there's really nothing else to say. I'll see you guys in the next video, which is like, I have like so many videos. Oh, the next discuss steps for my channel. Let's talk about that. My channel, I've decided to do some book recommendation videos. I've said like in my another video that I decided to just stop making like some show, just like watching these shows, and just like, except once I watch This Is Us, I will make a show, just like review, just like watching each season, and then just like talking about the season with you guys, because I do love that show, and I don't care, like I will, like, there are some things that are just self-indulgent that I just have on this channel just because I want to, like my semester, and just like what happened during the semester. Like, those are some self-indulgent videos that are just gonna be on this channel because I just want them to be on the channel. But at the same time, I just got tired of like putting in like pictures of just like what show I'm watching, and then just like talking about it. But like, unless I just like really want to talk about it, I think I'm just like gonna just get rid of that. But like, I do want to do some book recommendation videos. I do have like just other videos, like I think I have like 50, no, did I almost say 15? I have like 5 videos already uploaded on my channel that I haven't posted yet. They're just like waiting for their weekly just like time to go up, and I feel like it's going to be helpful for like the beginning of the semester, because like in the beginning of the semester I won't have I won't be able to post, because I have to figure out like my roommate schedules, and just like I have to figure that whole thing out. And then once I figure that out, then I can eventually just start posting, and just like start well, not posting, but I can start videoing myself. No, that sounds, I can start recording myself. Yes, I can start recording myself, and like that'll be something that's good. But yeah, so I'll be able to record myself. Is there anything else? And that'll be good. But like, I have like a good 5 videos, and then I have like spring break close by after that. Like I think 2 months in, I have a spring break, so I can film a bunch of videos then. And we are really good on videos, so we're gonna have a good amount of videos, just like weekly for a while. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, which who knows what video that actually I think that's gonna be my goals video. But we have a bunch of videos on the way, and I hope you stick around, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.